Happy Friday, Headliner Nation. Chris Kennedy back again with a few more DFS tips and tricks for week 2. Now, last week we had a few guys that hit really well, and then we also had a couple of guys that underperformed to their expectations. So this week I'm really hoping that we can have a clean sweep 4 for 4 and really hope to get you guys some green screens. Now, last week we started off with the quarterback position, and we're going to do the same this week. I'm going to kick it off with Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, right now on DraftKings, he's priced at $6,800, and he's going up against an Atlanta Falcons secondary that is sketchier than my facial hair. And yikes, that's no bueno. So this is a matchup that I'm absolutely loving because last week the Falcons got torched for 322 passing yards, 35 DraftKings points. Guys, they allowed a completion percentage of 89%. And they're going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who have an implied total of 29 points this week, and they're going to be playing at home. So for a price tag of $6,800, where I'm able to save $1,000 to $1,500 instead of paying up for Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, I'm more than happy taking the savings, dropping down to Dak Prescott, and then being able to fill out the rest of my lineups with some higher priced guys. Another thing that I'm going to be looking at here is going to be the running back position. All right, running back is one of the positions where you're normally able to spend down, but this week there's one guy that I'm really looking at that I want to spend up, and I don't mind if he's going to be a chalky play or not, whether it's cash lineups or large tournament GPPs. I'm looking at Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans. This is a guy that's going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who last week they got slashed for 142 rushing yards. They allowed 51 DraftKings points to opposing running backs. And this is a guy and Derrick Henry, who's just going to be able to get the ball no matter what. Right now, they are home favorites. They have an implied total of 26.5. So we should be seeing Derrick Henry getting quite the workload in this game. Last week, he did see 75% of the snaps. He had 34 touches, which was the most among all NFL running backs. And again, yes, he's $7,900, but you are going to be saving yourself $2,100 instead of spending up for somebody like Christian McCaffrey. So at the running back position, absolutely loving Derrick Henry. Moving on to the wide receiver position, there were a couple of guys that I was looking at this week, but I landed on Indianapolis Colts receiver Paris Campbell. This is where you can really start to save some money, you guys. He's priced at only $4,500 on DraftKings, and going up against the Vikings secondary, that is a very different looking secondary than what we saw last year. No Xavier Rhodes, no Trey Waynes. This is a much more stripped down version of a Vikings defense that we've been pretty accustomed to seeing over the last few years. And that was very evident last week. Last week, the Vikings got absolutely torched through the air. They actually allowed 82 DraftKings points to wide receivers collectively. And the one thing that I like about Paris Campbell is that he's somebody who doesn't need a huge target share in order to be productive. He gets that through the air. And with his air yards at 103 last week, he's someone who's going to be targeted deep down the field by Phillip Rivers, and I'm more than okay with rostering somebody at $4,500 for that kind of productivity. He caught 6 of his 9 targets, and while he was only on the field for 41 snaps, he did run 39 routes, which was a lot more than some of those bigger name wide receivers that you're going to be paying up for. So I'm okay with dipping down and taking the savings at $4,500 and rostering Paris Campbell this week. Now, finally, we're going to finish things off with the DFS talk with the tight end position. And last week, we really hit on Dallas Goedert, who outperformed the number 1 tight end in Philly in Zach Ertz. This week, we're going to stay in the NFC East, and I'm going to go with Washington tight end Logan Thomas. Now, this is also an area where you guys can save a lot of money because on DraftKings, he's only priced at $3,600. And I'll be honest with you, I never thought I was going to say that I would roster somebody in DFS from the Washington football team, let alone in a season-long league. So yes, I understand he's playing for Washington, but at this price and at his productivity, I'm more than okay with rostering him because he's somebody who's very, very good at getting yards after the catch. He's very similar to, somebody like a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle, unlike a Zach Ertz, who needs a large target share in order to be productive. Last week, we saw Logan Thomas catch 4 of his 8 targets. He had an ADOT of 9 and 72 air yards, which I absolutely love. And he also averaged 4 yards after the catch, which was one of the higher percentages among NFL tight ends last week. Another thing that I love to see was he is second among all tight ends on the main slate in target share at 26%. So Dwayne Haskins when he's looking for a receiver, he's most likely looking for Logan Thomas. And the one thing I am looking forward to this week against Arizona is having him involved more in the red zone. He only saw one red zone target last week, but I do expect that to really increase this coming week because right now, Washington, they are underdogs against Arizona, as they should be, which means Dwayne Haskins and this team is going to have to throw the ball quite a bit to try to make it competitive. So those are my DFS picks for this week. I really hope that they help you guys out to help you see some green screens, win you a little bit of money. And with that being said, don't forget, you guys, all of my exclusive DFS content can be found right over on our Patreon page for $20 a month, the MVP package. You get all of my exclusive DFS content for the NFL, golf, and the NBA as well. So for 20 bucks a month with that DFS content, you can pretty much win your money back every single month just by playing some DFS content. Not only do you get DFS with the MVP package, but you get access to all of our exclusive articles, our now weekly podcast instead of bi-weekly. We now started a Discord channel, so you can get access to our Discord channel. Ask Jake, Kyle, Chris, myself, any questions that you can think of. We will help you with sit-em, stardom, with trades. We will grade your roster. We will help you out as much as we can. And I want to wrap things up talking about Monkey Knife Fight, you guys. We have a promotion going on with Monkey Knife Fight where go to monkeyknifefight.com, sign up for an account, deposit $10, and as long as you play in a $2 or more contest, we will match your deposit up to $50. So as you can see in the graphics here, I am showing you a couple of plays that I really like for this week that I personally am going to be playing in Monkey Knife Fight. So head over to Monkey Knife Fight, sign up. It's a really fun alternative from DFS, and it's something that you can have a lot of fun with. And I'll be providing picks every single week, a few different matchups here and there that I really, really do like. So that's all I've got for you guys this week. We have football. Things are starting to get back to some sort of normalcy, and I hope you guys have a successful week 2. I hope you see some green screens. We'll catch you next week.